What up, y'all? We about to get started. Let me put on a shirt. Y'all don't need to see my titties. Guess what I found? I found Greenie. We found Greenie. Hold on. Fuck. I want to wash clothes. I can't find nothing. Hold up. Fuck. Hold on, we about to get started, y'all. We about to get started. Had to put on a shirt. I hit the like button, man. We in here, man. Hold on. Where my other phone at? 1 second, y'all. Where is my lotion? Of course, I lost the lotion. Well, I can't find the lotion. Oh, well, we in here, man. Drop a like, leave a comment, man. I'm gonna be white today. I couldn't find the lotion. Hold on. Woo!
Bluetooth mode.
One sec, y'all. We about to get started. There we go. Let's run it.
There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines. We are human beings. Join the atom effect. Join the movement. This is the atom effect. Achieve things that are mine. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone.
Y'all drop a like, leave a comment. We about to get started, man.
Throughout the planet, we are going against the function. The divisive tactics.
Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Hit the like button, man.
We are not machines.
Do me a favor, please, and hit the like button. Thank
Join
you.
the atom effect. Join the movement. This is the atom effect. Achieve things that are mine. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance.
All this candy, I need all this candy.
There are
God damn.
pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines. We are human beings. Join the atom
And I got my
effect.
water with
Join
me.
the movement. This is the atom effect. Achieve things that are mine.
Blac, Adam, yeah. Adam like a cheat, things is looking like it's out of mind. Like when I had my first baby, yeah, her name is Melody. Leave it on the ground, leave it in the leaf. I've been working hard, ain't to get sleep, coldly. On, I could barely sleep. Rocky on the night, cold coals, a scary beast, so I barely speak. Life shit is so temporary, but it's necessary. All my shit is so extemporary. Niggas won't be, damn that shit is so unnecessary. This Sigma shit is so hereditary. I just laid my granny in the cemetery. I'm black, bitch, I live every day like it's February. God gave me life clarity. Money over everything, even more than the air we breathe. Damn, it's all fake, even charity. Nobody by the rules, politics got me fucked up. Cause it's all fake, even charity. I need clarity. Funk Uncle Sam, fuck the man who ruling on me. Told the government I'm out of school at 20. Now we celebrating black everything like they couldn't grew up on me. Yeah, I got a different attitude, I like altitude. Damn, who got the view up on me? Traffic talking on my celly, traffic talking on my telly. Cause I ain't phony and I live in solitude, but I ain't never lonely. Yeah, adapt to the shit, whooping all these niggas like I'm Batman and shit. Dash to the cash in the back with a brick, passing the gas in the back of the whip. Excuse me, hold on, don't lose me. Fucking all these hoes like groupies. My life been a bitch, gonna do me. Add a little drink to the mix while I'm smoking on loose leaf. Chasing all these goals, man, my life been a movie. Blew 40 bands in the last few months, so well consume me. Yeah, I'm a vet like shout out to a dog named Lucy. I've been seeing all this shit since 18. A nigga had big dreams, go AT. Shout out to my auntie. Lately, I've been feeling like I need to get saved by the 18. Adam said the day go done, go evil. Yeah, shout out to my Tio. Shout out to a nigga named Rico. Yeah, take case to the trio. Adam don't need no amigos. Ay, yeah, running through the money and it's all for the prize of the greed. I'ma make a pat, man, I'll stick it to my creed. I'm a wild code and they all move for their feet. I can see these hoes, man, I'm blind like a geek. Looking in the mirror, it's like I already see. I'm reliving life, I don't really wanna die, cause I know the ground coming for the beat. I can go out bad, man, I'm challenging the past, it was calling me a freak. Now I got my foot up on the gas and it's green. Chasing all my goals to the team DG. This is not for show, this is bait to the toe. Man, they better go vote when I run for the throne. I'm a penny black, I'm in love with my own.
Hit the like button for me, please, and thank you. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button. Thanks. Can I get some applause in here, please?
Damn, you're not speaking English. I don't understand what you saying, but I'm TNK, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Girl, you know what I'm packing. Let's make a movie. Nice camera action. I'ma start shooting. Yeah.
Cloud.
Yeah. Hey. You sounding like a melody. I don't understand what you're telling me. Whole different language, whole different melody. Foot to the gas, roasting, I'm pedaling.
Trying to mess up
I'm
the
still
screen.
meddling, gone for too long. I start settling. I've been chilling with melody, girl, you my melody. You sounding like a melody. I don't understand.
They always try to mess up the screen. Damn.
Whole different language, whole different melody. Foot to the gas, roasting, I'm pedaling.
Hold on, y'all.
I'm still meddling, gone for too long. Had to start settling. I've been chilling with melody, girl, you my. I don't even know what this girl's saying now. On a white view, shit so cool, color ice cube. Need a sugar honey with the ice too. Don't forget T, man, don't forget T and K. Watch from a distance.
They're always trying to mess up my screen, man. Like I don't pay my bills.
I already did. Exchange your heart with the kid. Yeah, I got hurt again. Why always trip, man? Why always trip? You sounding like a melody. I don't understand what you're telling me. Whole different language, whole different melody. Foot to the gas, roasting, I'm pedaling. I'm still meddling, gone for too long. Had to start settling. I've been chilling with melody, girl, you my melody. You sounding like a melody. I don't understand what you're telling me. Whole different language, whole different melody. Foot to the gas, roasting, I'm pedaling. I'm still meddling, gone for too long. Had to start settling. I've been chilling with melody, girl, you my. I only got 4 minutes, Lord. Tell me what to say, so I get the digits. Tell me all the right words, so I get it. Can't be scared, T, can't be scared. You don't wanna bust plan A, then gotta get a plan B.
My bad, y'all. Hey, hold on.
Melody got me going crazy. Love your fragrance, gotta listen virtues, girl, you my patient, girl.
Guys, you know they was trying to mess up the stream, so I couldn't even see the chat until just now. All right. Shout out to Daniel Braun. Daniel Braun said, have you stolen Rudy's golden Luger? I don't even know what that means. And shout out to PJ. He said, yo, dog. What's good, PJ? Yo, they try to mess up the stream, guys. Let me see. Guys, I need you to let me know if the stream's good. Let me see. Stream health, we good right now. All right, we're going to cut the song short, man. Fuck it. Excuse my French, but they doing too much. And I ain't got the mental capacity or wherewithal. But like I said, man, if you tune in here, man, if you tune in, you are the resistance and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We're going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to put us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines. We are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. I'm trying to decide if I should be Neo today or should I just be Black Adam. Where my black glasses at? I can't find my other glasses, so I'm Neo. Like I said, guys, I call myself Neo because I see through the Matrix. The Matrix is the life that we live right now. If you don't believe me, if you're new here, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. Go through my page. Go through my page and see the things that I talk about, and hopefully it resonates with you. And if it doesn't, hey, drop a dislike in the comments or leave a comment and let me know how you feel. Don't be disrespectful, though. If you try and come for me, I'm going to come for you, too. Pause. Big pause. Come. Excuse me? What? Anywho, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on today. A lot of shit going on in the world. Y'all know fall started last week. Autumn season. Let me see what the weather is right now. And today, you know, we're going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about, what is it called? We have Coley Blues the News, that segment where I tell you guys about the news. We talk about celebrity news, and we also talk about, you know, world news. We got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about the global strike. I need to get my soundboard in here so I can go dun-dun-dun. Dun, dun, dun. Imagine me just going dun, dun, dun. I'm going to talk about the strike that's going on in the U.S. Shout out to everybody who comes on here who's not from the U.S. You know, I stay in Texas, Big T. Shout out to Florida. I'm from the Florida. You know, I'm from the Big F, whatever. If I sound a little funny, I did have a bunch of candy just now. But yes, we're in here, and yeah, we're going to talk about the strike. And other than the strike, we're also going to talk about the United Nations almost obtaining sovereignty over us, the American populace. So those are the things for Coley Blues. And today's episode is titled Episode 143, Motivational Mondays, A Hustler's Mindset. So I'm going to tell you guys, based off of my own personal upbringing, you know, what it is to have a hustler's mindset and how to maintain that hustler's mindset. And if you don't know how to achieve a hustler's mindset, I'm going to show you what you need to do to achieve the hustler's mindset. And for those of you who don't know what the hustler's mindset is, it's weird because nuance is everything. So a lot of words that we know kind of have changed over time. So certain words are okay and certain words are not okay. So back in the day, to be a hustler was a bad thing. Then they turned around and switched it. Now, when you're a hustler, you're a good thing. If you're hustling and you're in hustle mode or grind mode, that's a good thing. But I remember when people used to say you were a hustler, they used to say that was a bad thing. Like, you'll hustle people out of their money and stuff. Weird. Another thing like woke, for example, the word woke, you know, society has flipped the idea of woke on black people because they associated it with negative connotations. So people would stop saying this idea of being woke. But back in the day, being woke meant you were aware of what's going on. And, you know, I'm not saying that to say I'm woke. I'm just saying it's just funny when you pay attention to the way things going. My bad. When you pay attention to the way things are going, like I said, you see a lot of shit. So we about to get started. 1 second. We're going to start Coley Blues with the news. Let me see. My bad, I got to get the monocle. So we starting with Coley Blues with the news. Here we go. Y'all know what it is. So first set of news, like I said, weather. Let's see. The weather right now, not necessarily with Texas, but in terms of the hurricane. Yeah, the hurricane's leaving destruction everywhere. Shout out to everybody who's been affected by the hurricane. Guys, please stay safe. God is doing what he does, and he's crying on the land. So as God cries on the land, you will experience the turbulence of God crying. So please be careful out there. Hurricanes are no joke. You don't know what to expect. Be careful. Secondly, let me see what else. Let me see Google. 1 second, guys. Let me see weather. Right now, here the weather is 94 degrees and then the low is 68. So, yeah, it's starting to finally cool down. It's been in the 110s and shit. Damn, it's been so hot. But it's finally starting to cool down, and that's cool. Let me see, allow current location. So, yeah, highs this week is going to be in the 90s, and the lows are going to be in the 60s, with Monday being a low, next Monday being a low of 63, and this Monday being a low of 68. Let's see what else we have. So I'm trying to decide which one I should start with first. So let me see. I think I'm going to start with the strike. So for those of you who don't know, there's a strike looming right now. So there are a couple nations, no, my bad, you know when that candy good. So there's a couple places, a couple ports in America have decided that they're not going to move anything. And the issue with that is, I guess people aren't getting paid the money that they think they deserve. And because of that, there's a strike happening. And I guess what it is they're trying to determine a budget for what workers are going to be paid and union workers. And I have the article right here from New York AP. It says, with strike looming, progress in report is reported in talks between Eastern and Gulf ports and dock workers. So with a strike deadline looming, the union for 45,000 dock workers and a group representing East and Gulf Coast ports have exchanged wage offers, leaving a ray of hope that a deal can be reached without a major work stoppage. In a statement, the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents 36 ports from Maine to Texas, said that both sides have moved from their previous positions. The alliance said it's also asked the union to extend the current contract. The International Longhornsmen Association is threatening to strike at 12:01 a.m. Tuesday, which is tonight, guys, in a move that could silence ports that handle about half the ship cargo coming in and going out of the U.S. This is a big deal, guys. You might not be aware of it, but our government and everything is ran, first off, the world that we live in, the American world is ran off of trucks. But when it comes to all the stuff we get overseas, our food and everything comes from overseas. So if we don't get a contract in place with this strike, it's going to destroy the country. And people aren't aware of that. And that's why I say all this shit about Diddy and all this stupid stuff. Nobody's worried about the bigger picture. When one thing's going on over here, boom, all these things are going on over here. So I got videos to show you guys. Here we go. Let's get started. Get my space.
Strike that could disrupt, some say even cripple, nearly every part of our economy. At least 25,000 dock workers in 14 ports from Texas all the way to Massachusetts could walk off the job tonight. Negotiations between their union and the shipping industry have been stalled since back in June. A strike could affect nearly half of America's ports, leading to shortages of everyday items like pharmaceuticals, produce, fresh meat, cars, you name it, driving up prices across the board. JP Morgan Chase says that a dock strike could cost the American economy about $5 billion every day.
We're going to run it back one more time.
Strike that could disrupt, some say even cripple, nearly every part of our economy. At least 25,000 dock workers in 14 ports from Texas all the way to Massachusetts could walk off the job tonight. Negotiations between their union and the shipping industry have been stalled since back in June. A strike could affect nearly half of America's ports, leading to shortages of everyday items like pharmaceuticals, produce, fresh meat, cars, you name it, driving up prices across the board. JP Morgan Chase says that a dock strike could cost the American economy about $5 billion every day.
Yeah, guys, we're screwed. We are screwed. If they don't figure this out by tonight, expect the price of everything to go up. Everything is going to grow up. Produce, meat, what else did he say? Pharmaceuticals, and the other stuff that he said. Yeah, prices are going to go up. So my advice to you, if you come on my page, shout out to you. They ain't pushing the message right now. You know, the other day I had like 800 people in here. They're not pushing the message. I'm going to tell you like this. Hey, go get you some food. Go get you some food and prepare for the worst, because $5 billion a day, if it lasts more than a week to 2 weeks, we're screwed. And whether you guys realize it or not, we only are about 1 to 2. We only have about a month's worth of food like backed up here. Like in America, you might not be aware of that. They don't talk about that. We only have a month's worth of food backed up. And if you don't know, the proof is when you go to the fresh food places, right? Like shout out to HEB, or you go to like the fresh market and stuff, you notice that everything that you buy in these places, they have like a week or 2 weeks before they expire. They only have it up back to basically a month and a half to 2 months tops of food. Past that, to feed everybody, if there's a shortage, we're screwed and the price of everything's going to go up. And if it doesn't go up, everything's going to run out. Because once this becomes public knowledge or information, everybody's going to do like they did with COVID. Everybody's going to go crazy. We have another video. Next video. So you guys understand the impact.
Well, here we go. Tens of thousands of port workers from Maine to Texas set to strike when the clock strikes midnight tonight. This all happening over a pay dispute. The International Longshoremen's Association, they're demanding a 77% pay raise increase. The strike could cost the economy up to $5 billion per day. President Biden yesterday again saying he will not stand in their way. Watch.
Mr. President, will you intervene in the dock workers' strike if they go on strike on Tuesday?
No,
Why not?
because it's collective bargaining. I don't believe in tap bargaining.
So let's talk about the kinds of foods that are in the products that are in those containers. You mentioned the number, but give me some specific examples, because as you're saying, these are crucial supplies that need to go to these eastern states.
Well, absolutely. Let's start with farmers. Let's start with agriculture. The things that are going to perish first are fruit, produce. We've got meat, poultry. We've got everything from soybeans to cotton. All these things in the first week are going to be the products that are going to show up on the shelves first. As you go second week, third week, fourth week out, you're looking at things that are going to show up on the shelves at Christmas time. This is really a disaster in the making. Literally, we're less than 18 hours out, and these parties have not talked for 3 months.
Again, 12:01 Tuesday morning, when the clock strikes midnight, that's when they say they are going to walk out. And we're talking about 45,000 workers, 3 dozen ports. You've got 85,000 union workers, right? This could cost, and this is, J.P. Morgan analysis, not Moody's. This could cost $5 billion per day. We could be losing $4.5 to $7.5 billion in GDP per week. And then Chris mentioning, obviously, these states have now been hit by a natural disaster, and they're going to be cut off from these supplies. I think this is a disaster, and Boeing and now the longshoremen and their other unions also circling who want big pay hikes because of Biden's inflation problem.
You heard it here first on the Atom Effect. Like I said, we see through the thing, we see through the matrix. This is Neo talking. We see through the matrix, and we try and give you guys some information so you can prepare yourselves. And the reason why they're saying it's going to be such an issue is because especially this issue compiled with the hurricane that's happening. When you put two of these things together, it becomes a recipe for disaster. And the reason why is because the eastern coast is really where the ports or the strikes are happening. But at the same time, the hurricane has came through and caused damage. So if nobody's working out there and they're not restocking the food, that is a recipe for a disaster, a complete disaster. And then in the case of Boeing, I have the article right here. It says Boeing's long lost pension is at the center of broken down strike talks. And it says, as Boeing machinist strikes stretch on, negotiations have hit an unexpected snag that goes beyond debates over current wages. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, the union representing the striking employees, is also seeking to restore a retirement benefit that ended a decade ago. So, with Boeing, let me see. After the 30,000 plus workers represented by the IAM went on strike earlier this month following the rejection of a contract that would have given them 25% raises, the union was seeking a 40% increase, and since rejected, best and final offer of a 30% bump was deemed a blatant show of disrespect because the company didn't seek to negotiate it first. So what we're watching right now, we're watching people in power basically abuse their power. And they've already been abusing their power. But now people are starting to get tired of them abusing their power. And this is the sad thing that the rich do. And I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings when it comes to it because I understand why the rich does what they do. And ideally, what you guys have to understand when it comes to business is you must have a competitive advantage in It's a competitive advantage in a small market. So essentially, all these businesses are conglomerates, right? And they have big power over the little people. So the issue becomes, they're going to bleed the poor, and they bleed the poor, me and you, hello, they bleed the poor, the lower class, the middle class, everybody who's lower on a socioeconomic scale. They'll bleed the poor for everything that they're worth, and they hoard all the assets and all the money. The issue becomes, okay, the people are going to get tired. And if they don't give the people what they want, the people are going to riot. Scary thing is, because everybody's deaf, dumb, and blind, nobody even knows who to riot to and what to do. So either they destroy everything that's around them because they start to revolt and go crazy, right? And it fucks everything up because at the end of the day, we live with everything around us and we live with everybody around us. Or, like I said, the government or these corporations, because I think the corporations actually run the government. And like I said, it's like Skeptical Sundays on a Monday. Normally, I would do this on Skeptical Sundays or Secret Saturdays, but let me give y'all some game. The government's not in control of the U.S. the way y'all think. The government has programs and subsidies, but the government, I think at this point in America now, like I said, you won't hear this on mainstream media. I'm here to tell you, the government is controlled by the corporations. So the corporations have so much money now to where the corporations can actually influence what the government does. And it's turned into this whole check and balance power system kind of thing. So, for example, Facebook is worth a certain amount of money, right? Facebook is worth a certain amount of money. Tesla's worth a certain amount of money. If Facebook or whoever owns Facebook, whatever his name is, I can't remember. If, what's his name? What's the dude that owns Facebook's name? Somebody put that in the chat, man. Y'all gotta help me out here, man. I only got one brain. Great minds think alike. It's not Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk. What's his name? The shout out to the white man who owns Facebook. I can't remember his name. Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know why I forgot that, man. They don't be on my mind. They got too much money for me. Anyways, yes, well, Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark Zuckerberg owns this amount of a company. If they don't do what Facebook wants, Facebook can literally turn around and say, okay, you don't want to advocate for this. We'll turn around and control the whole perception of how everybody views your company. And you would think that they wouldn't be able to do that. No, they can do that. And that's why when it comes to the government, I feel like is now ran by corporations. It's not actually the people in power that we see playing the political game. Those people are playing a different game. And you have to notice the scary part about it is the people who are playing the political game, like the president and all that, they're playing their game over in other places. They're not actually playing their game the way they should be playing it in America, because that's where their game is supposed to be played. They're playing their game and marketing their game to other places, while the corporations that we all work for are the institutions that actually run this shit here in America. So when it comes to this strike, the issue with this strike is it's scary because these people are all working people like you and me. These people are going to stop working. And if they stop working, shit's going to stop moving. I'm here to tell you, like I said, you heard it here first. I'm going to get me a soundboard. Y'all got to, hey, man, hold on real quick. I'm going to get me a soundboard. I forgot to put my donations up top. Y'all don't have to donate, but hit the like button. If you ain't donating, hit the like button for me. But look, so y'all got to realize that if everybody's not doing what they're supposed to do, it's like a check and balance system. So if people aren't giving us the food that we need from these ports, we're going to run out of food. Even if you have farmers here, it's not enough food to go around. And I told you guys in my last episode or whatever that, we live in a society where it's finite resources, whether or not we realize it. And that's why the whole thing with inflation, the economy, it's like whoever designed the system altogether, it's insane how good it works, but it doesn't work. It's like a pyramid scheme. So those of you who know a pyramid scheme, somebody gets pushed out. Like the way the pyramid scheme is, you keep going up, and people get fucked, right? People get fucked over. So it's the same thing with the food. There's not enough resources. There's not enough food. There's not enough gas. Depending on what they have for that week, when they look at the numbers, that's what makes the economy fluctuate. If they don't have enough of this, they got to raise the price of this so they can afford to buy the same amount that will equal to enough. And if they can't, that's why they raise the price. So when you put it all together, like I said, it's going to be a bunch of food shortages that will potentially happen. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but just be mindful. I would say go get you some perishable materials, as they like to say. Get you some stuff just in case, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. But just in case something happens, go get you some stuff. All right, enough about that. Next thing, we have the United Nations and American sovereignty. So some of you have heard, shout out to everybody watching on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok for doing what it does for us. And also, I'm here to tell you guys to don't necessarily trust TikTok. I won't say it on that platform, but don't trust TikTok, because at the same time, there's a reason why they want to ban TikTok here. And I like what TikTok does by allowing us to see the information. But I do also know that the Chinese people are watching us. Like, understand, guys, I know I sound like a skeptic, but we're watching the fall of America in real time. Please understand that we are at war here. Whether or not you realize it, I'm here to tell you guys. We are at war. It's a civil war. It's a war from within. Use the phone as an example. You see the way the phone is. Try and put your phone away for a little bit. We are at war. Now the war is a civil war. So they're allowing, and I speak from a place, I'm a Black American. I was born here, raised here, but I also have Haitian ancestry. So my parents came from another country. They came here. You know, I have my citizenship. I was born here. But understand me when I'm saying this, the rest of these countries are sending people here who aren't supposed to be here. They're not sending the good people. They're sending the bad people here. This is purposely orchestrated. So they're sending people, like if you look at the amount, they set it on ice recently. They came out with a report and they said the amount of people that came into the country, I don't have it up, so I'm not going to pull it up. I don't want you guys to leave, duh. But yeah, so they said the amount of people that came into the country who were immigrants that just came out of jail and had criminal records were over 90,000 immigrants. And this is where it becomes an issue, because these are not good people. These are bad people escaping their country because they've been ostracized. And now they're coming here, and they're not here to necessarily start a new life. They're here to position themselves. And that's the thing people don't realize. Shout out to all my Mexicanos that's out here where I'm at. Bro, when I first came out here, it was more Black people around me. Now, bro, I feel like an endangered species out this mug. I'm like, yo, I be looking, and they be looking too. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel. And it make me feel uncomfortable. And you know, shout out to all people, but I'm just saying, I call a spade a spade. And, you know, there's the good ones, there's the bad ones, but you can't tell the difference. It's like I said with predators and prey. You can't tell when it comes to humans who's predators and who's prey, because we weren't taught to, you know, we're not able to see our predators because we all look the same. So it's kind of hard to, you know, figure out what's what until they expose themselves. So with the UN sovereignty, hold on, we got this video for you guys. One sec. And a pack for the...
There's something about this Summit of the Future that took place in New York the other day that just rubs me the wrong way. I mean, they touched upon sustainable development and financing for development, and I've already tried to open up people's eyes as to what kind of development is coming, but it seems to be that nobody is listening or thinking that it can be realistic. And all I'm going to ask you in this video is to go look into smart cities and where they're going to specifically be built at. And then I want you to go watch a show that's called Twisted Metal, okay? And then come back to me and tell me if there's any similarities. I'm just saying, think outside the box, especially when you see shit like this. They touch upon science, technology, and innovation, and digital cooperation. But this, though, most importantly, transforming global governance and international peace and security. Definitely not a one world you-know-what. But hey, who am I to tell you to use common sense, right? Just a guy that knows exactly what's on the way. And if you really want to know what's coming, then I highly encourage you to go subscribe to me, okay? And I know what it sounds like, but do know it's only $2.99, right? And going to be speaking upon some very serious shit, okay? Because it's all privatized content, right? It can't be issued an actual violation. It cannot violate...
All right, get off my page. You see, when you start talking about Diddy, you can't talk about Diddy. Don't talk about Diddy. No, I'm just playing. Shout out to my white brother over there. But yeah, man. So the New World Order that they talked about, the Mark of the Beast, the Bible, all these things are happening. All these things are happening. So, you know, they talked about the Mark of the Beast. I'm sure you guys came up. I know we all heard about the Mark of the Beast, where you get this mark and you'll be able to, you know, pay for stuff with your hand. I've been hearing about this shit since elementary school, right? And it's so crazy that it came full circle. So now we're hearing about these things like I've seen on social media. Like, the reason why it's not big, I think, is because people aren't accepting it, because everybody knows the same stories. But yeah, I hear on social media, and I've seen on social media, like, you know, certain people were able to, like, get this thing. And I don't know if it's Elon Musk or whoever the company is, but you can pay for stuff with your hands now. And then when it comes to the pack of the future, or the pack for the future, you know, the whole thing with the united governance, the idea is to put us under one world order. And I don't mean to sound like a skeptic. We're just watching these things happen in real time. And the idea is, I told you guys, we're all cattle. So you don't really have rights. You have rights that are given to you by the country you were born in. Past that, you don't really have no rights. And that's how all these things that happen on the low, sex trafficking, shit like that, that's how that's able to transpire or conspire. Because think about it. There are babies, right? There are babies that are born through that, right? And these babies have no papers. So how you think you're supposed to find them if they don't exist on paper? It's shit like that that you would never stop to think about, because they have us so busy with what we're doing in our lives, where we have no time to just stop and be like, how are these things even being allowed to happen? How are these things festering in our communities? And the sad part about it is, when you start to speak up, You know, they try and shut you down for speaking up on stuff because it's controversial or it makes people uncomfortable. That's why I take my platform and I do this on my platform now, because we should be talking about these things if we live in these same communities and if we're trying to protect our communities, right? It's better to be in a protected community than an unprotected community. It's getting to a point now where it's like we can't even trust our own police departments in America because they're all corrupt. Shout out to the gangsters. Shout out to the police. Y'all know y'all the gangsters because y'all take up for one another like the thugs that's in the Bloods and the Crips. So y'all the same people coming after the Bloods and the Crips, but you guys take up for each other in the same way, and y'all have initiations too. Don't tell me how I know, and I'm not going to speak on how I know, because if I do, they'll probably try and me. But I do know. Trust me, I do know, and I'm not exposing it. I'm just calling a spade, and I'm speaking on it. I've heard stories on my own little escapades from different people, and they've told me this stuff. And I guarantee one thing y'all have to know is nothing unreal exists. So when y'all hear me say this stuff, I'm not just saying this shit off the top of my head. Imagine what kind of imagination I would have to be able to say this kind of shit off the top of my head. I'd be a genius. But yeah, so with the United Nations Pact for the Future, it says the pact introduces 2 key initiatives. One is the Global Digital Impact, which focuses on AI, and the other is the Declaration of Future Generations. I'm here to tell you guys, if you tune in here, you are the resistance. They are going to give us over on a silver platter to whatever works for their benefit, for their money, for their pockets. So it's really aiming and attempting to account for the pressures that today's youth and tomorrow's youth are going to face in the future years. So like I said, guys, it's like Skeptical Sunday on a Monday today. So we talked about AI. Shout out to Rich the Engineer. He was on here yesterday. We talked about AI. Guys, you're not understanding the implications of AI. I know it's scary and you don't want to think about it. Imagine a world where you don't have to work, because everything that you would do for work, you can get a robot to do for you. Imagine a world where you might want to do your own things, right? We've seen this in movies. You might want to do your own things, but you can't even do your own things because the robot's going to offer for you, because the robot's designed to help you. It's like an assistant. So think ChatGPT, but in a human form. It's going to assist you because it wants to assist you. And if that's its job, it's going to try and figure out in its brain, why are you not allowing it to do its job? Now, look, let me scratch that. Now, imagine a world where we see humans going with robots to advocate for human rights. Imagine a world, and not human rights, I meant robotic rights or robot rights. Imagine a world where robots are now sentient and they can now think for themselves, and they consider themselves slaves to humans and they want to be free. So we're not advocating for robot rights. This is where the world is going. How soon? Of course, I don't know. But based on what they're talking about, pretty soon. And the reason why I'll say pretty soon is because they have all these things that they're putting in place. So yesterday we discussed, they have the UN ESC or some shit. And it's basically like an ethical committee that they have to decide how they move forward with AI, because it's going that far. So with the whole global initiative, let me tell you guys what it is, the crisis and the conflicts. Hold on. 1 second. I don't want to give you guys wrong information, so I try to make sure I go to .org websites. If you guys don't know, if you go to .org websites, they're more educational, or .edu. These are for educational purposes, of course. So right now I'm on the UN.org, the United Nations. So what is the Pact for the Future? The Summit of the Future in 2024 will produce an intergovernmentally negotiated, action-oriented pact for the future with chapters on sustainable development and financing for development, international. I had to say it 3 times so you guys heard me, because I know I talk fast. International peace and security, science, technology and innovation, and digital cooperation. I'm going to say it one more time. Digital cooperation. Youth and future generations, and transforming global governance. The summit will also produce a global digital compact and the declaration on future generations that will be annexed to the pact. That sounds like a new world order, one nation under God or under the government. Anywho, the draft pact under negotiation has the potential to promote a multilateral system that reflects the realities of today and that delivers for everyone, everywhere, tomorrow. Scary shit. They putting it on paper too, just so people can see it, or on a website, metaphorical paper. To support member states, the Secretary General provided proposals in 11 policy briefs, deepening ideas initially laid out in our Common Agenda report. Many of the policy brief proposals are under consideration in the negotiations, which are co-facilitated by Namibia and Germany, Zambia and Sweden, and Jamaica and Netherlands. And of course, Namibia and Germany have the pact, Zambia and Sweden have the digital, and then Jamaica and the Netherlands have the future generations. Let me see the key themes of the pact. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. The world is at a crossroads. So guys, I'm reading this shit. I will show you guys this, but I know you guys want to see me because you like the way I look. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so it literally starts like this. I click the pack and it says the world is at a crossroads. Rapid advances in tech. And remember that you heard it here first, so y'all better come back. Y'all better subscribe because I do this shit for you guys. And they might just off me. So I'm here to tell you guys too real quick, just so you know, I'm completely coherent. There's nothing wrong with my brain. I ain't doing no drugs. The most I do is sip me a little drink. I'll be off the sauce, okay? And I'm talking about like, you know, a little Henny every now and then. Other than that, I'm chilling. I'm perfectly here. I'm perfectly coherent. I have to say this with a smile on my face so y'all know it's real. Because in case they try to take me out, remember I tried to give y'all real information, right? So rapid advances in technology and science hold the promise of a better and more peaceful and prosperous future for people and the planet. Yet, in our interconnected and fast-changing world, we are not keeping pace with emerging risk and opportunities. This is what I'm telling you about the AI. They're not going to come out and say it, because imagine if they came out and told you guys, we can't control the AI we're creating. People would lose their shit. People would lose their mind. Why are y'all doing this? We should have never done this, and that's where it's coming to. At the same time, we are grappling with multiple conflicts and escalating geopolitical tensions, rising inequality and mistrust. I'm telling y'all, y'all think I'm crazy till I show y'all. Stalled progress on the Sustainable Development Goals and a climate emergency. As a global community, we face a pivotal choice. Let's choose to change the course. The Summit of the Future offers a chance to commit to bold new solutions. It provides an opportunity to create international mechanisms that better reflect the realities of the 21st century and can respond to today's and tomorrow's challenges and opportunities. As a global community, we have a role in setting a better course for our world. By working together, we can achieve a safer, more peaceful, just equal, inclusive, sustainable, and prosperous future. Let me tell you how sick these guys are. Guess what picture you see next to this? You see a picture of a dark-skinned black boy. I'm talking about my color. Now, we live in a world where they're all racist. Shout out to all the racist people. I see you just like you see me. You mean to tell me you're trying to create a world for us? And like I said, it's because they don't want you to come on this shit and look at this shit. So let's keep reading. 1 second. Together, let's shape that better future. Let's come together to pave the way forward to a brighter tomorrow. The Summit of the Future will bring to life a pact for the future to chart a path toward achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and responding to emerging challenges and opportunities. 1 second. The pact will include a global digital compact and a declaration on future generation as annexes, meaning how will the world handle future generations? Because we're all going to be under one government, which leads to why they try and give up our sovereignty, which I'm going to get into. This is just a segue, guys. Please bear with me and thank you, because I know a lot of this shit is boring, but we need to know this shit because it's going to affect you around the time you might die, and it will affect your kids. It will affect your kids if you have children. I don't have any children yet. I plan to have kids in the future, but like I said, the future I see is a cold world, not to sound metaphorical, and I say cold in the sense of it's going to be a lot of metal around us. Even then, how would that metal affect the actual North and South Pole if everybody has a robot? If there's 4 robots to every one person, or if 1 person, or 4 people to every 1 robot? Like I said, it's going to be weird. So it says 193 countries are part of this, 2,000 plus delegates, 3.5 days, 1 word. I guess they're referring to the summit. Let me see what else. International. So it says a pact for the future, sustainable development, international peace and security, science, technology, and innovation, youth and future generations. Let's click on transforming global governance. It says, how can cooperation among countries and people on the most pressing global challenges be made more effective? Get informed on the steps. Let's explore a more equitable, inclusive, and effective balance of global governance. Let me see. blah, 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 transforming global governance. Right now, our multilateral system requires an upgrade. It isn't effective, trusted, or inclusive enough to face the challenges of today or tomorrow. Inaction is no option, okay? I understand that. The status quo poses a growing and systemic threat to the multilateral system, driving deepening divergence, geoeconomic fragmentation, and geopolitical fractures across the world. Let me stop before I lose this thought. So guys, look, let me tell y'all some deep shit. Hold on, let me put on my Neo glasses. Let me tell y'all some deep shit. Y'all not gonna hear about this. I remember once I seen on social media, and I'm sure y'all seen it too, they was talking about building like a certain kind of like column. Like it was like it was basically to house a bunch of people, and it was for the climate. It was a column. It was a long column. I'm sure you guys have seen it on social media. I don't remember what it was called, but it was for the betterment of the world or whatever. I think this is part of their plan, and they're going to put all these things together because we have wasted majority of the resources on Earth. And I'm not going to say there isn't no resources, because there's still resources, but the resources are in certain areas. And then you have to think, like, if you haven't traveled, you wouldn't know this. I've traveled before, so I've been to like certain places. So I've been to the Smoky Mountains, I've been to Yosemite, I've been to the Grand Canyon. So, you know, when you go to these, like, we're going to call them natural wonders of the world, you know, you can't take the rocks from there. It's certain things you can't do from those areas. And I used to ask myself, why wouldn't they allow you to take those things as souvenirs? Like, they have certain stuff, but you can't take the actual stuff like it's property of the government. And I personally think the reason why you can't take that stuff is because they've already taken a certain amount of resources, right? Like, they plan in their head, this is the amount of resources we can take before it starts messing up the earth. And they have started to take all these resources, of course. And this is, of course, over the course of time. You know, some people don't think past their death. Think about all these people that you see, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. Like, their companies are going to outlive them. They're going to go past their death. Think BlackRock, if you heard of these names. Think, what's the other one? Like I said, the big corporations that own all the little small corporations. These things have outlived the people who created them. So they probably came up with this idea of, okay, these are the amount of resources we can take from the world when they mapped out the world, all the territories that we've been to. And of course, they started taking those resources and exercising those resources. Now we're getting to a point where we've taken too much, and it's starting to affect everything in the way that it works. And that's why they turn around and tell you, oh, you know, global warming is not real. Global warming is real. If you don't think global warming is real, you can actually go look. You can look up the average temperature, like for today, right? You can look it up for the past 10 years because they're keeping records of everything. So when these things are all happening, you see all these crazy storms and these earthquakes and all this shit. It's happening because when you put it all together, we've done too much to the earth, and we're doing too much because the amount of people that live now, right? It's never been that amount, right? And it's never had been, each day goes by, you know, it's never been that many of people living on the earth. But the amount of people that are living on the earth, I don't think they accounted for the amount of people who are alive now. Like, they weren't expecting this many people to be alive. As medical research is advancing and all this stuff, people are living longer. They did not expect these things to happen at the rate that it happened. So now that all these things are happening, now we're dealing with all the issues. So when you think about that column I was telling you guys about before, that's going to be the way life is in the future. They might turn around and put us all in these columns and shit where we have to live on top of each other because they're trying to restore the earth back to what it once was. So like I said, it's just something to think about. Now, when it comes to the United Nations and American sovereignty, they say they have this new tax code. This is the global tax code endangers U.S. sovereignty and businesses. The UN move would sell our sovereignty to globalists, lawmakers warn. Excuse me. So House Republicans are standing up to what they call a push by the United Nations and its World Health Organization to extinguish U.S. sovereignty and free speech. Representatives Ralph Norman, RSC, and Bob Good, RVA, led a press conference with fellow GOP congressmen on the first day of Constitution Week to oppose ongoing initiatives of the UN and the WHO, one of its component organizations, and that's the World Health Organization, guys, and the United Nations. Good said that the Biden-Harris administration wants America to be subordinated to and governed by the UN, World Health Assembly, and the World Health Organization. So basically what they're saying is, you've seen what happened with COVID in the shot, right? If they give up our sovereignty, that basically means next time they have something mass, like a mass virus or whatever happens, whether or not it's true or not. If they make you take a shot, you have to take that shot. And if you don't take that shot, you will be in trouble. Yes, you heard it here first. So they seek to facilitate the evolution of the UN from an international cooperative body, meaning a body that works with all of its party parts, right, to an international governing body. I'm going to say that again a bit slower. They seek to facilitate the evolution of the United Nations from an international cooperative body to an international governing body. So while everybody's sitting here worrying about Diddy and we laughing and poking fun at Diddy and all this stuff, this is what's going on. When was this written? This was written September 19th. Today's September 30th. Around September 19th is all the bullshit with Diddy and all that shit start going on. This is what was happening. So this weekend, the United Nations will host a conference called the Summit of the Future. That was the thing I was reading to you guys, to discuss 3 proposed international agreements: the Pact for the Future, the Declaration on Future Generations, and the Global Digital Compact. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres produced a report in 2021 called Our Common Agenda, which used COVID as a justification. Like I just told you guys, I didn't even read this yet. Let me just put that out there. I didn't read that. I was just giving you an example. So United Nations Secretary General Antonio produced a report in 2021 called Our Common Agenda, which used COVID-19 as justification for increasing the UN's power to address world crises because it wasn't feasible to rely on member nations to do the right thing. So basically what they're saying right there is when COVID happened, certain people did not comply. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, and forgive me if you guys got your vaccinations. I'm one of the people, I didn't comply, and I'm still here. I didn't get the vaccination, and I wasn't trying to be irresponsible, whatever. Let me just throw that out there right now. I just didn't know what to believe, because in my head, I was like, bro, what I look like getting a COVID shot, and they didn't test it on anybody. What about side effects? And like, for those of you who know, I talked about when I was using finasteride for my hair. I'm one of those people that's prone to get side effects. I was getting side effects from the finasteride. I was getting side effects. I'm still dealing with them side effects. One example, I was getting like heat flashes. Like I get heat flash like when I work out and stuff. Like it feels like somebody put a hot iron to my body. And I'd be like, whoa, like, it'll make me jump, bro. So look, like I said, they talking about COVID-19 should be a justification for increasing the UN's power to address world crises because it wasn't feasible to rely on member nations to do the right thing. Goddamn, boy. The Pact for the Future includes an emergency platform that would give Guterres the power of as UN chief, and he's the United Nations chief, by the way. So Guterres is Antonio. So the Pact for the Future includes an emergency platform that would give Antonio the power as United Nations chief to address what the agreement calls global shocks. So that means anytime something crazy happens, whatever he says, this one man says that we have to do, we all have to do it. Whether or not you're an American citizen, you know, a Nigerian citizen, an African citizen, or you're a European citizen, because he's the head of the United Nations and they gave up our sovereignty. These global shocks, the agreement says, includes large-scale climatic or environmental events that cause major socio-economic disruptions or environmental degradation, future pandemics with cascading secondary impacts, high-impact events involving a biological agent, deliberate or accidental, meaning if they let it out accidentally or deliberately. Now, tell me why they would even put that on paper like somebody let out a biological agent deliberately. That's what I'm saying, where they talking code. But if you sit there and pay attention to what they say, it's certain things that have happened in society that they purposely orchestrated. And I personally feel like, and forgive me, God, or forgive me, whoever, don't arrest me, I'm not inciting terrorism, whatever. I think they made COVID happen on purpose, low-key, just as a test to see what people was going to do. And I'm not, and I'm going to say it again, I'm perfectly coherent. I'm not, you know, I ain't sipping nothing today. I had my water with lemon. You feel me? I'm talking to you guys normal. My eyes a little red because it's been a long day and I've been up early. That's it. I went to the gym and I washed my clothes. I'm telling you guys, perfectly coherent. I'm not just saying stuff to say stuff for the shock value. No, this is real shit. I'm going to read it again. The Global Shock Agreement includes large-scale climatic or environmental events that cause major socioeconomic disruptions and or environmental degradation, future pandemics with cascading secondary impacts, high-impact events involving a biological agent. You would think zombies. What the hell? Deliberate or accidental. Events leading to disruptions to global flow of goods. And it's crazy because we're actually about to experience something at 12 o'clock tonight with the whole strike. So weird how they have these things happening at the same time. global flow of goods, people, or finance, large-scale destructive and or disruptive activity in cyberspace, or disruptions to global digital connectivity. A major event in outer space that causes severe disruptions to one or several critical systems on Earth, and unforeseen risk, black swan events. And that's how I tell you guys, it's a lot of things that they're going to come out with, like aliens and all this shit. I think they're preparing to come out with all this stuff because that's the only reason why they will put it on paper. So that way they can cover their ass and say, look, we said it right here. We said it right here. We told you guys right here in your face and nobody paid attention, but we told you guys and we put it out there and it's published. And what a black swan event is, one second, guys, I'm going to look that up for you so you know too, because I'm learning with you guys. Black swan event meaning. So a black swan event is a metaphor that describes an event that comes in as is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise and has a major effect. A high impact event that is difficult to predict under normal circumstances, but that in retrospect appears to have been inevitable, i.e. COVID. COVID could have been inevitable, right? Because they said they was talking about it since way back when. If you look, it's been published. They was talking about a super bug coming out potentially because all these things. So they seen COVID happening. But like I said, they didn't predict it. It just came out of nowhere supposedly. So when we put all these things together, they say that's enough examples and enough reasons to get them involved pretty much whenever and whenever they ever want to. I hope that this body in the Senate continues to reject, push back, and stop this agreement and this push by administration to sell our sovereignty to globalists. The United Nations Declaration on Future Generations advocates a future free of inequality. Bullshit. We already know inequality is always going to exist as long as a class system exists. Believe me when I say that. The document says a prosperous future can be guaranteed by eliminating the intergenerational transmission of poverty and hunger, inequality and injustice. More bullshit. I'm here to tell you guys that's more bullshit because the system has to exist. The reason why the system has to exist is because that's how we push society forward. If there are people who aren't willing to work harder to stay on top, just like people who aren't willing to work hard to get on top, the system's going to crash on itself. That's bullshit. I'm here to tell you guys, they're BSing right now. Complete bullshit. The Global Digital Compact declares the United Nations power to regulate technology, use AI to advance social justice, and they put it in quotations too. That means that was specifically said. Stop misinformation and disinformation and create standards to which everyone must adhere to. This is what I'm telling you guys. The world that we're going to live in the future is probably not going to be ran by humans. And they've talked about it already. And they're trying to say it like it's a cool thing, but it's not a cool thing. They're going to try and say, you know, this is how you spin something in a beautiful way. It's all about perspective, ladies and gentlemen. So it's so simple as saying, you know, imagine a world where we don't have to fight anymore because AI is going to be running everything for us. Why would we need to fight? AI is not going to tell us to fight as humans because we're going to program AI to not tell us to fight. But now what happens when AI becomes sentient? What happens when AI starts putting out information in the news to not let people know what's going on? Deep fakes, they call it deep fakes. What happens when you see somebody come, like I come in this bitch looking like Kanye, talking like Kanye, but I'm Black Adam, talking like Black Adam. You would never know because of AI. AI can get to that point to where it would sell you on an idea. And I mean, I've seen these movies. I'll tell you guys, go watch these movies again. Bro, not to be a conspiracy theorist, think Terminator, think, what's the other one? The Matrix. That's the future. That's what the future is coming to, based off these things that they're publishing and stuff. It's something to be said. People aren't paying attention because nobody has time to pay attention because we're all trying to make it in our own lives. But like I said, on the Adam Effect, y'all know what we do here. Y'all hit the like button for me. Last thing before we shift over, let me see if I got another video for you guys. Here we go. Here we go. FBI whistleblower urges Americans to vote, arm themselves, and stock up for 3 to 4 months of food supplies and pray.
And everybody in the minority party, they're fearing what Donald Trump would do in the next administration while they sit here and they look at the guy who's been persecuted by the FBI. And everybody in the room understands it. Mr. Allen, do you have comments you wish to make? I'll give you about a minute, minute and a half, and then I want to turn the rest of my time to Mr. Jordan.
Yes, sir. I would just say that I consider the hearing today my last act of service as a public servant for the United States of America. And I'll give you my professional opinion. I was an intel professional for our country for many years, and I would give recommendations, and I'd also look at indications and warnings. So I would offer this to the American people as my warning to them. Since this is a warning to the American people, I say, I personally have no confidence that the FBI will rein in its own conduct. I've been persecuted along with Garrett, Steve and Kyle, and countless other whistleblowers. It is my opinion that the Bureau used reprisal and fear to control the workforce. It has been a seemingly effective tactic. I personally believe that there are no current effective checks and balances against them conducting lawless action with any type of correction in a legitimate time frame. I welcome the work of the IG, but I think any type of lawless action, there's no legitimate time frame to rein them back in. Their ability to overclassify information can allow them to stonewall forever. To the American people, you have a duty as a citizen to vote, and I strongly urge you to do so. It's how you participate in the American experience. I know people have doubts about election integrity, but you must vote. It is your claim. Stake your claim and don't forfeit it willingly. Have your voice heard. My other recommendations are in the natural order. First, vote. The second is the Second Amendment. Arm yourself and know how to defend yourself. Make 3 to 4 friends in your neighborhood and promise to come to each other's mutual aid in times of hardship. And during the Great Depression, people stocked up a pantry. So I think that's a good practice, especially in our economic times, and make sure you have 3 to 4 months of food. And as a person of faith, I'd say pray the rosary, go to the First Friday devotions. That's for everybody, all my brothers and sisters of all faiths, and I know I'm Catholic, and read the gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and live it every day. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for the time.
You know, Mr. Allen, the fact that there are servants like you who have borne up under persecution that a lot of political leaders in this country do not care about is the thing that heartens the American people, and I'm confident the American people will resolve the situation.
Heavy. Boy, that was heavy. You want to know why that was heavy? Because he's a whistleblower. That was heavy. That man, did you hear the way he sounded? Did you guys hear the way he sounded? That man said they are overstepping their boundaries and they can hide it all because they can overclassify anything. And they're going to get approved by the higher ups because it's their job to have classified information and manage and deal with classified information. I'm telling you guys, a lot of shit's going on behind the scenes that we have no clue about. We have no clue whatsoever. No clue. We need to be careful. Damn, man, we spent an hour on Coley Blues with the news, man. Y'all hit the like button for me. Can y'all hit the like button for me, please? I can't believe I spent an hour on Coley Blues with the news. Damn. I don't even, man, you know it's Motivational Mondays. I know y'all coming here for the motivation. Damn. Yo, that shit is crazy, though. Yeah, they trying to get us, man. Damn, should I even run through this Motivational Mondays? Shoot, let me see how long it'll take. It'll take me about like 30 minutes. Damn. Man, y'all gotta tell me in the comments if y'all want me to hit this Motivational Mondays. I need that in the comments. If you can tell me in the comments to hit the Motivational Mondays, I'm gonna hit it. I already said a lot of what I needed to say. Damn. I could tell y'all the core traits of a hustler. I could tell y'all, you know, it's resilience, adaptability, goal setting, embrace the grind. I mean, I don't know if we're going to have a Motivational Mondays today. I might just save it for Wednesday. All right, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to save it for Wednesday. What I'll tell you what today is, gentlemen, the time is now, bro. Stop worrying about these girls. Go get you some money, man. Stack you some money. Bro, there's bigger things going on. Y'all sitting here worrying about these girls, man. And these girls get mad at me for telling you guys to focus on you. Always understand women don't want you to know your worth. I'm also telling you guys, bro, get you guys some books. Get you some books and start writing shit down. Like I said, I'm not the best oratorical speaker, but one thing I do, I write, boy. I write. And these are just my new books. These aren't my old books. Let me see. This one is progression. This is to move my life forward. Where's this one? This one is my rap book. I write my raps in here. Black the berry, sweet the juice. Master how you catch a slave. Shit, you give them chains in a coop. Black canary reproduce shit. All them niggas, Jerry, Uncle Tom, got the fruit hanging by a noose. Damn. That's one song that I just seen. This is woke, a positive connotation, not negative. This is my Black studies. that I don't tell nobody about, where I actually understand that we're in a society perpetuated by stigma. Shout out to Mary. Yeah, Mary said it best. You could hear the way his voice was shaking. Yeah, man, that shit's crazy, man. That shit's crazy. That shit makes you think. Of course, these things aren't going to happen immediately, right? So it's not going to happen immediately. What I'm here to tell you is these things are going to happen over the course of time. Shout out to the alphabet boys and girls. You know, the LGBTQIA+. Remember, there was a point in time where they weren't allowed to be them. They're allowed to be them now, right? Okay, cool. You know, these things are now allowed, right, and accepted because ideally, like I said before, too many people. So what better way to not tell people to have kids than to put things in place to where people aren't going to think so much about having kids. The whole gender war, like I said, I told you guys before, the gender war that you see, like when you see me come on here, man, I'm coming on here not to come at the ladies. I come on here to teach you guys how to deal with women because women are people. Women are not objects, right? The gender war that you guys see, I'm not part of this gender war. I'm just teaching you guys based off of my own anecdotal evidence and things that I study. I read a lot. That's it and that's all. But the gender war that you see on social media is an agenda war. I said this before, I'm saying this again. The gender war that we're watching on social media is an agenda war. The ultimate agenda, whether or not you believe in the skepticism or the conspiracy theory, it is to depopulate us. Just like on Skeptical Sundays this week, I was supposed to talk about it last week. I'll talk about it this week. Assisted suicide. They just recently arrested somebody for assisted suicide because they helped somebody kill themselves. Like I said, it's all about perspective. So they spin it like this beautiful thing. Oh, you know, if your family member or if your peoples are suffering or whatever the case may have you, you know, we have this pod now where you can end their suffering. And a lot of these people that get put in this pod, or a lot of people that they kind of, you know, these people don't actually want to die. These people actually sit there, right? They sit in the places that they're at in the hospital and shit. They sit there in fear of being a burden to their family because people have to pay for them being in the hospital. And now the whole idea with the assisted suicide is the fact that we can save money on these people that are in the hospital if we kind of make them kill themselves early. And they won't say that because it's politically incorrect. Of course, on here, on The Atom Effect, I do this for the TPC and I do this for the politically correct and incorrect, and I walk the middle. That's why I say that. Yup, it was in Norway, exactly. And that's why I say the things that I say. My words are always going to come off abrasive. I'm here to tell you guys like this. I'm not perfect. My words come off abrasive because I'm trying to make a point and push a message. Of course, if you catch a stray bullet, I'm sorry, but it has to be like that because when it comes to the social media game, you kind of got to stand on your square. So I stand on my square of this. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes too. But every time I come to you guys, believe me, when I'm coming to you guys, I'm coming to you guys in the most humblest way. I might come off strong, no pun intended, right? But I'm coming to you guys very, very humble. The reason why it comes off strong is because back in the day, I used to be cocky, arrogant, and conceited until life humbled me. So now when you see this version of me, this is the older, more mature, more humble version. I might say a little shit when I'm feeling myself, or, you know, I had me a little energy drink. Like earlier, I couldn't even speak because I had the whole thing of Starburst, right? And I mean, that happens to other people too. And I be bold sometimes with the shit that I say. But one thing about it, whether or not you realize it, I care. And that's why I'm telling y'all this, because we all live on this earth. And if this shit go left, hopefully one of y'all see me or a couple of y'all see me and we can all congregate together and be like, hey, so this is what we finna do. Because the reason why they want us divided and all this shit is because divided we're weak. So, you know, they say united we stand, divided we fall. It's divided we stand, united we fall. That's how society actually is. They just flip things around. So what y'all gotta understand is, when you come on this page, this is the Atom Effect. You're part of the resistance. The resistance is aware of the things that are going on. Not on no shit like, oh, you know, in the music industry, oh, they sold and all this shit. Like even selling your soul in the music industry, you don't really sell your soul. You sign away the rights to everything you own. And basically the label owns you because they give you so much money. And the payback structure is, you know, you can't pay back the payback structure. And I'm speaking from a perspective, I got a music deal. I can even show y'all the deal. Once you've seen the deal, once you see how the deal's set up, oh shit, you'll never get enough money. You're not going to make enough money to pay them back. And that's how you sold your soul. You know, some people's a little in their brain. But no, when y'all come here, I actually go look up this shit, read this shit. I mean, of course, I'm going to be a little controversial with it. But ideally, I'm trying to push the message out to you guys. Anyways, I gotta go, man. Like I said, y'all donate to the Cash App if y'all fucking with the message. Shout out to you guys if you tune in. I know I'm a little abrasive. I love you. Hopefully you love me too. But shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, man, you are the resistance and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We're going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines. We are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. I'm back here tomorrow, guys. Peace.